Jacob Thomas from Australia.
You can't put all of your eggs in one basket to just assume that one person's going to fix your entire life, or like you're going to get this magical job that's just going to like absolutely crush everything and you'll just never have any problems. Like, it's even like the idea of success. It's just like, it takes like 10 years to be an overnight success. I mean, like, look at this. Like, this took 10 years to like get to where I wanted to be.
Longer than 10 years.
It's still going. But it's like. So I started at Wanganui in 2002. I came from Gary Street Primary. I'm not going to sugarcoat the situation. I think high school for me was it was a very mixed bag. Like academically did quite well. But like when it came to real talk of like fitting in, shall we say, was much more of a struggle. Which, by the look of it, that would be a shocking statement to make. Who'd have thunked it? But I was the fat, effeminate, geeky little kid who just like didn't really fit in, which I know, shocking, gasp, says everyone. But like I came from a situation where I was very extremely bullied in primary school, and kind of had a year off when I was in grade 6, which was quite delightful, and I loved that. But came here for year 7. And my bullies were back. So felt incredibly unsafe. It was a very much a re-traumatizing experience, to put it lightly. I think being able to it gets so much better when you leave school. It gets so much better when you leave school. But I don't think it's fair for anyone to feel as though that suffering has to be part of the high school experience. I think we're very complacent with that. I think we're incredibly complacent with, high school's tough for everyone. Yeah, it is, but it's already tough. It's already tough studying a lot. It's already tough trying to find these balancing points in your life. Why do you need to then...
At a time in your life when there's so much change going on.
Absolutely. I mean, puberty. That's enough. Just cancel school, cancel education, go through puberty, come back when you're done. That's enough. That's totally enough. I think when I finally got to VCE, it got a little bit better. And it started getting a little bit easier and a little bit easier and a little bit easier as time went on. And in year 11, I decided to run for school captain, which did not think I was going to get that at all. I was just sort of I'm terrified of everything. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to give it a go. I'm on student council and I do these community things and I contribute and I'm in the production nearly every year, so maybe people will like that. I don't know.
So you're just involved.
I was just a really involved student. It's just what it was. And for me, a large part of it is you kind of become a bit more aware of what your defense mechanisms are, I guess, and what your coping strategies are. And for me, mine was humor. It was, you learn to be able to laugh things off. You can sort of make a bit of fun of yourself in a way that's not too self-deprecating. You sort of work out what that line is. I think that's what I worked out quite well. And, that's what, allowed me, I guess, to give that speech and to run for school captain and then crushed it. Year 12 was weird. That's the best way I can describe it. It was really weird because, I'm here representing you and I'm meant to support all of you, but I'm in this weird position where I feel very alone. And I think everyone thinks that I'm just doing fine and I'm not doing fine. I don't know how to approach this. But also it was then just sort of cool, I've still got to study, that's the big thing, I need to get a really good ATAR, I've got to get an ATAR above 85 to get into my degrees that I want. But then on top of that as well, I started to get a little bit more, not confident, but falsely confident, I would say, and coming out to people and everything as well. And just being sort of is this the right time to do this? do I make a statement about this? Like, you know, what about like the year 7 or the year 8 student who's like really struggling with their own identity? Like, do I come out for them? Like, is that why I do it? Chickened out, didn't do it at all. Got maybe like a little bit more queer in my presentation, I guess, like a few more radical haircuts, a lot more colouring, these sorts of things, like some piercings, so radical, But, you know, it was just like, it was this constant back and forth of like, you know, what do I do? Who do I do it for? How do I go about it? And that was probably the most exhausting part. Like, it wasn't trying to balance work and study. It was trying to balance like, who am I? What do I do? How do I actually fit in with all of this? Okay, so fun fact, what I thought I was going to be in year 12, shockingly for this video series, is not what happened. What a twist. So, yeah, in VCE, like, I was smashing psychology, like, loved it, really good at it, just got it. You know, got my ATAR, that was fine. You know, got into my third preference, marvellous. Started an arts degree at Monash Uni, started doing psych. That was my major. I was going to major in psychology. And I got about halfway through the year and realised that I sucked at it. I was just really just nowhere near as good as I thought I was. So I was like, I'm going to be a French teacher because I took up French because why not? Sucked at French, so cancelled that. And then during this time as well, I was doing sociology. Which is the study of society and culture, and basically people, and realised that I loved it. It was just really, really good. Like, I extended my 3-year degree to 6 years. I dropped down to part-time because it was just easier, because I still had to work and I had to study. And then, you know, shockingly, again, like, did a lot of drama. I know, gasp. Who would have thought it? I don't know. So, like, you know, had this great opportunity with the student theatre to, like, I acted in a bunch of shows, I directed a couple, I wrote one, I became a designer as well, which was really, really brilliant. Did this myself. And, you know, just found so many different wonderful little things that I was just excited about, more than anything. But then, you know, in 2010, unfortunately, my friend passed away by suicide. And then, you know, again, shockingly, like, I had a bit of a breakdown after that. It was already a really, really tough year. Like, I'd moved off campus, I was living by myself, then had to, you know, start living with a friend, and just, like, didn't really know what to do really at all. Kind of like it was probably the low point, like the lowest point. And then I found this charity, this organisation that basically just did really positive messages for young queer people. And like, a friend of mine just shared it one day on Facebook, and I started watching it, and I was just like, I don't know what this salty feeling is that's coming out of my eyeballs, but I think this might be feelings. Is this what this is? And just kind of got re-energised by that. And then, you know, smash forward from that, like, did a few musicals, like, you know, got involved in advocacy a little bit more. I directed a short film. From there, I then got headhunted to come in as the business development manager of a national charity in Australia. It wasn't paid, it was volunteer at the time, but I really cared about it. It was suicide prevention. So I decided to jump on board. Prior to that, though, I'd like spent 6 weeks over in South Africa. I was volunteering with Oxfam, so doing gay and lesbian rights within, you know, a pretty intense situation. And so it all then started to sort of culminate, I guess, around taking what I'd learnt in sociology, which was basically, how do you understand people? How do you understand change throughout history? Started to smash that together with what I really cared about, which was LGBTIQ rights. Then started to move that together a little bit more and say, okay, cool, well, you're very comfortable being on stage, so can you, you know, be in front of the camera a little bit more? Like, can you go into these meetings a little bit more? And so that's where my confidence kind of like solidified a little bit more, shall we say. And then even being able to say, well, cool, like, you know, you've got these design skills as well. Like, how do you actually, like, design a poster, design a pamphlet? How do you design now a strategy around something that you really care about? Absolutely, it just evolved. I think a lot of people think that, activism is just like wearing the Guy Fawkes mask and parading down the streets, which it is. A large part of that very much is, you need to disrupt.
Yeah.
But, the whole point of being an activist, and in particular in my work as being an advocate, is, you recognise that there is an injustice, or several injustices, that exist in the world, and you want to make them better. You want to either get rid of them or you want to fix them or whatever it actually requires. Some of those can be quicker than others. Some of them just take forever. And so you just do your best with that. But you meet presidents, you meet prime ministers, I'm banned from several countries because of what I do. I actually have a letter from a particular country, that was hand delivered to my mailbox, which very terrifying because my address is not anywhere, so I got hacked, so that's super cute. Very uncomfortable. But, it has these wonderful benefits where, I've worked in the UN, I've spoken in the UN chamber, I work with a bunch of ministers across Australia. Probably my favourite is Natasha Stott-Despoja, who was a senator way back in the Howard years and then previous ambassador for women and girls in Australia. But, in late 2015, I was awarded the Queen's Young Leader Medal as one of 2 young Aussies. The whole point of the program, it's running for 4 years, and its job is to basically highlight young people from all 52 member states of the Commonwealth. It's a wonderful, those are the wonderful shining moments where, it's really hard, and I can safely say, nothing that you're going to do is really going to prepare you for, activist life, or advocacy either. This is going to be skills that you just pick up at the end of the day. If I was to say something to 16-year-old me, is just, it's just gonna be rough. It's just gonna be rough. But you're gonna absolutely crush it as well. Because, you're 15, you're 16 right now, you have no idea what the world is meant to look like. You're stuck in this regional bubble, 2.5 hours away from Melbourne, which is the biggest opportunity for you to get super metropolitan. And even then, you're probably just more excited about seeing a Krispy Kreme store or a 7-Eleven. You're just what is this magical metropolitan venue? But, you need to be able to get out of your bubble. You need to get out there and you need to explore things. And that's going to be terrifying, but it's going to be more terrifying if you don't. You've got to just take a bit of a risk. And I don't mean risk in this way of just just chuck it all in and just go on this magical road trip, because it doesn't work. You're not going to find your magic pixie dream girl or anything like that. Take a moderate risk. Take the hardest subject because you like it. Apply for that university course that seems well above what you think you should be going for. Ask people out who are probably going to say no to you, but who knows? They might be the person that you fall in love with, even for temporarily or forever. Apply for the jobs that you think that you're underqualified for. Just give it a red hot go. And if you, when you apply for something or you go for something that you feel is above what you're able to do, right? When you don't get it, you haven't lost anything. Because then if you do get it, you've gained something. And that's great. And that's really, really important. You just need to give things a go. But you've got to, every stage that you move through, whether it's school, uni, TAFE, your first job, your 20th job, whatever it is, you're always going to be transitioning through. So you find people who, want you to do well. They're your champions. They're the people who really matter. Because they care about you. They care about all of you. They don't care about you being successful. They kind of just care about you being happy. But I think almost more importantly than that is, who can you be the champion for? How can you support everyone else around you and get supported yourself? That, I think, really, really nails a lot of my success. Found good people who gave a shit. And that's why I'm here.
Jacob Thomas, it's been an absolute pleasure.
You're welcome,
to have you
Chris.
back at Wanganui. Thanks for coming and sharing your story.
Welcome. Thank you.